There are times when you look at the MBTI descriptions and get confused because you are typed as one thing, but you also relate to another personality type. There are also ambiverts who have a hard time distinguishing if they are the introvert or extrovert version of a personality type. In Inspiration Calling, we aim to help you clarify those things. For today's video, we will focus first on ISFP and ESFP and how to know which of the two you belong to. But before we even get there, help us grow our community by subscribing to our channel. This is a safe space to learn more about you, your personality, and anything involving psychology. Please don't forget to click the notification bell too, so we can notify you whenever we upload new content. If you're done with that, let's get straight into the video. Above everything else, it is important that you have at least a basic understanding of the two personality types. Getting to know the general description will help you understand their differences more. So let's start with that first. ISFPs are known to be quiet and introspective. They value harmony and adherence to principles. Therefore, if trust is betrayed, the ISFP will leave without making a scene, but obstinately refuse to interact once more. The ISFP will lead a tranquil life to the fullest, appreciating the present and engaging in life's more intimate sensory and practical pursuits while keeping things as simple as possible. On the other hand, ESFPs are people-centric thrill seekers who are curious about other people and experiences. Since they believe that the purpose of their being is to bring harmony, compassion, and support to people's lives, it makes sense that they despise rules and regularity. Because they felt compelled to step in and assist, ESFPs may choose to flout norms, guidelines, and commitments. In equal measure, they are kind, considerate, and pragmatic. Although it may seem as if their only difference is whether they are introverted or extroverted, it is beyond that. Here are some of the differences. 1. Communication style. Communication between ISFPs and ESFPs is kind and empathetic. Although both have strong beliefs and stick up for what they believe in, ESFPs are more likely than ISFPs to speak their minds. ISFPs typically have a soft voice and come out as gentle. ISFPs will probably make subtle motions when conversing. When meeting new people, ISFPs typically keep their thoughts to themselves. They speak less than they listen, and occasionally they lose focus because they are distracted by their ideas. Conversely, ESFPs have a propensity for speaking loudly. They give off an enthusiastic and energized impression. In contrast to ISFPs, ESFPs are more likely to initiate discussions and utilize large hand gestures to convey their thoughts. In addition, ESFPs are typically more at ease making eye contact. Despite the fact that they could take some time to open up, they come across as friendly and approachable. 2. Decision making. Both ISFPs and ESFPs base their decisions on what seems good to them personally. They possess strong principles and ideals, which explains why both personalities also have a strong need to remain genuine to themselves. Decision-making typically takes longer for ISFPs. There's a good probability that they already know what best reflects their values, but they'd rather take the time to make sure. In essence, before making a decision, they must run it through their internal framework of values. This is a result of ISFPs being particularly attuned to their inner world. The decision that feels the most natural at the time will often be made by ESFPs. Although they base their decisions on similar factors to ISFPs, they typically decide how they wish to go more quickly. Comparatively speaking to ISFPs, they don't feel the same internal urge to process their thoughts. However, this does not imply that ESFPs lack in-depth thought. ESFPs can nevertheless exhibit impulsivity on occasion. Though less frequently, impulsive behavior is still possible for ISFPs. 3. Friendships. Deep, meaningful connections are important to ISFPs and ESFPs. They do, however, generally well in various environments. While ESFPs need greater interaction with others to feel most happiest, ISFPs like to be in intimate situations with a small group of individuals. ISFPs favor one-on-one conversations with others. An ISFP is best suited to meeting a buddy for a quiet coffee or going for a stroll in the park together. They require more alone time as well, and they sometimes find big groups stressful. ISFPs also frequently prefer working alone and may find busy offices irritating, especially if they need to concentrate. More than ISFPs, ESFPs value social contacts. They value close relationships just as strongly, but they are more energized by being around many people. When working with others, ESFPs are most at ease and love teamwork. Additionally, ESFPs have wider social networks than ISFPs do, and they are more inclined to strike up a discussion with a stranger. 4. Openness. These personality types are known to take some time before they can fully open up, but ESFPs are more open compared to ISFPs. ISFPs can be challenging to understand. Since ISFPs are secretive, they are selective about who they let access to their private lives. They don't necessarily act shy, rather they prefer to avoid wasting time and energy conversing about topics that they don't find to be worthwhile or fascinating. They can conduct a conversation when they want to, but they typically don't divulge much, especially when you first meet them. It is almost as though they were hiding their emotions and ideas. More open and willing to discuss their personal lives, ESFPs have a tendency to be more outgoing. They exercise less restraint in deciding how much of themselves they reveal. ESFPs naturally take longer to trust than you might realize, so they won't immediately divulge their most intimate secrets to you. 5. Alone time. Being more sensitive to outside stimuli like noise and bright lights, ISFPs require more alone time than ESFPs. ISFPs appreciate meaningful interactions, yet they need time alone to refuel. For ISFPs, socializing, especially in loud settings or with big crowds, can be draining. They may immediately begin to feel exhausted. They tend to feel restless and agitated if they don't spend enough time alone. Compared to ISFPs, ESFPs prefer to spend more time connecting with people and the outside world. But it's important to remember that ESFPs also require some alone time, just like any other personality type. The primary distinction is that they can go longer than ISFPs without alone time. They get their energy from social situations up to a certain amount. 6. Conventionality. It's possible for ISFPs and ESFPs to be quite out of the ordinary. Considering that they both have detecting, feeling, and perceiving personality types, they are more likely than the typical person to trust their instincts and follow their hearts. ISFPs typically exhibit greater nonconformity when it comes to social standards and expectations. They tend to follow their own path more often and aren't hesitant to speak up for what they believe in, even if it means going against the tide. ESFPs are more likely to take risks, which is where they diverge a little bit from each other. As a result, even though ISFPs tend to be more subtly unusual and less traditional, ESFPs may come out as being more outspoken. 7. Independence. Comparatively speaking to other personality types, ISFPs and ESFPs are both fairly independent. They typically acquire independence, nevertheless, in various ways. Since ESFPs tend to be more extroverted and assertive than ISFPs, they come across as being more self-reliant in their decisions and behaviors. Additionally, ESFPs are less inclined to second-guess their actions, which may give them more confidence in their choices. On the other hand, ISFPs approach independence with a greater degree of reflection and deliberation. They typically deliberate more carefully and may seek advice from others before acting. An ISFP, however, is just as assured and self-assured as an ESFP after they have made up their minds. Compared to ESFPs, ISFPs tend to be more independent and have a lower need for validation from others. 8. Creativity. ISFPs and ESFPs both typically perform well in the area of creativity. Fields like writing, Art and music are frequently attractive to these two personality types. Both of them are perceptive and are frequently moved by what they see. They have a highly rich inner life, and ISFPs are more in tune with their emotions. Daydreaming and exploring one's inner world are also activities that ISFPs are more inclined to engage in. However, it could take some time for them to generate original ideas due to this. However, ESFPs are more creative in the sense that they are constantly coming up with fresh ideas. ESFPs are more inclined to seek out stimulation from the outside world. They are always looking for new challenges and adventures. They may become incredibly innovative as a result, but they may also find it difficult to concentrate on a single job or project. Fast-thinking creative ideas are more likely to come to ESFPs. That's it for today's video. You can leave any of your questions, suggestions, or reactions in the comments section below. We'd love to hear from you. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can get notified whenever a new video is up. Until next time, thank you for watching.